What if you could have 140 bullets in your St. Elmo's engine? Even more so, 400 bullets in a blue screen. 100 in an Ouroboros. Yes, it's pretty crazy. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for everything. As always, agents, let's get straight into it. So I'd show you a build today that has huge sustained damage potential, like absolutely insane. Now I did mention a few other guns that you were able to use it with there, but to be honest, you want to be using this with an assault rifle. The reason being, we have got the new unit alloy set in this build, and in doing so we will give ourselves 20% more assault rifle damage. So any other gun that you put into this build would be a little bit nerfed and doesn't really make any sense. Aside though, we could still use the stat broker or the rock and roll, and as you can see on my stat broker, I've got 40 bullets for building stacks in there as well. If you needed to build stacks, well, I've got you. We don't need to build any stacks at all, which actually makes quite a nice refreshing change. So we're here at DCD, just randomly picked this mission for some reason, I don't know why, and we're going to go in and I'm just going to show you how crazy this is. Now I've got my shield on here. Let's just correct that real quick. The correct wording should have been, I've not got my shield on here. Now, there is going to be one thing that's going to look a little bit weird. We have got a special event on right now, meaning we'll get extra electric rounds in the gun. And that's probably another good reason why this build will stand out, especially this weekend, even more so. Now, you're not going to see the millions of damage that you are used to. But one thing you are going to notice is that it really feels like you're using an LMG, yet you are using a St. Elmo's engine, which is crazy. And look at the electric bullets, 280 electric bullets. That is absolutely wild. And as long as you keep hitting your shots, you're very rarely going to run out of them bullets. It's crazy. I mean, you obviously will do, the nature of the talent of the gun, but 280 is so many.
Your first priority should be to shut that down.
And you just play a tag team like that, you know, shock a couple of enemies and then just mow them down while they're all having a very bad time.
Not detecting the gas needed for the
and that's exactly the intention with this build, that it's just an ease of play build. It's going to make your life extremely easy. If you take this into legendary with some people as well, you know, again, very easy. They're going to love you for it. And yet this build will also, you know, shine when this event is not on, which is, you know, really useful as well, obviously. Where's he dying? I'm over there having a bad time. Just feel like everything's calm. Like, you know, do you know? It's... Spread the electric love. Having so many bullets just seems like I'm cheating. We'll get this guy dead here. And there we go. We'll leave it at that. And as you can see, Obliterate does stack up, but that's our only thing in there that is stacking. And I should have a Revive Hive on really, but I've not, but is what it is. Alright, so here is the build. A few things just to note. I didn't have Gunner on in the demo gameplay, so you're going to get armor on kill, rate of fire that you didn't see in that gameplay video. Also ammo regeneration for the assault rifle as well, which is really nice. I actually had demo on because I've been playing in a group, and I think demo is really good when you're playing in a group, especially with newer people, because you'll give 5% damage to target out of cover to them, and that is a lot of extra damage. But yeah, this is the build. So you can see here with the St. Elmo's engine, it's got 140 in the mag. Now it all makes sense because at the moment if you flip over to this here, you can see we get in the ammo surge. And if we toggle the event details, now is the best time to unleash your firepower with tripled specialization ammo and doubled special ammo drop quantity available throughout the event. And that now explains why we got 280 electric bullets in our gun. So a great weekend to do it, but we're still going to get 140 even when the event ends, which is, yeah, pretty crazy. Rolled with damage to target out of cover. And then basically you want 3-piece unit alloys and 3-piece Brazos. Now, obviously we could have run the Picaro's holster here, but I absolutely didn't want to drop any damage. I feel like I'm dropping damage as is because we're not using strikers essentially, but you want to keep that high-end damage up as much as you possibly can. Hitting for around 800k for me is absolutely fine with this, considering we've got 140 bullets in there. The sustain is absolutely wild. So we're going to start with the equalizer. You can see here, 5% rate of fire, 20% assault rifle damage, and 50% magazine size, which is what we are building into. The 20% AR damage is absolutely why I recommend running an assault rifle, and it just makes sense because we get 70 bullets in the St. Elmo's engine. If we scroll down though, you will get 100 bullets in your Lexington, which would work insanely well as well. Like, you know, any assault rifle you want to run with this is going to do extremely well because of the extra bullets that it's going to get. And it's a lot of extra bullets, 100 bullets plus in an assault rifle. Yeah, pretty crazy. So crit damage mod in here and perfect obliterate, which is really good as well. I wanted to run the salvo because, again, that gives us rate of fire. We are, you know, falling off a little bit when it comes to time to kill with burst damage in this build because we have stacked into sustain. So having that extra rate of fire is really nice. Critical hit damage in there as well. And then with the mask, crit chance, crit damage, essentially still build into that close 60% crit chance, and then everything else into critical hit damage. And then you're going to use 3-piece Brazos, which is pretty easy to farm, nothing too hard to get hold of here. Skill haste doesn't really do anything for us. We are going to use our shield because we are using vigilance, so the skill tier comes in rather nice, and then 50% magazine size from this brand set bonus as well. Weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and vigilance. If you've got unstoppable force here though, you could perhaps not use the shield and perhaps use the Banshee Pulse, and that would work incredibly well also. Then we've got Brazos gloves with crit chance, crit damage, and then we've got Brazos knees with crit chance, crit damage. If we were to look at our stats, you can see we're at 55 crit chance and 168% critical hit damage, which really is no slouch. I think it's incredibly powerful. There's no real stacking involved. I have got the stat broker on, but it was really just to kind of talk about not having to stack too much at the beginning of the video. You could put anything else you wanted on here. You know, you could run an MG5, an MK46, if you wanted to run an LMG. Literally anything else would work here. The stat broker just, yeah, it fires insanely well, gives you that little bit of bursty damage that you might need in the case of an emergency situation. Skills wise for this, like we just talked about, I would definitely run the shield if you're running vigilance. Maybe run Banshee Pulse if you are running Unstoppable Force. And then I would probably put a Revive Hive on here, just to keep yourself extra safe. And I've got the Quick Step, but you could run the Tempest or the Regulus here. Oh no, you couldn't actually. Just run the Quick Step here because you run fast. Still forgetting that we were running the St. Elmo's engine, which is the whole point of the video. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I think it works out really well because of the event this weekend as well. So hopefully you're having some fun with that. Thanks for everything, agents. As of me recording this video, we're not quite at 40k yet. Maybe it will come today. So thank you for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. But as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.